Good morning and welcome to Philosophy on Tap, the deepest secrets of the universe explored over beers in the park. This is British Hoppy Blend. I have to say I'm a little bit biased when it comes to British because it's an independent brewery in my city, Vellico Turnova. So, and I intend if I get the opportunity to apply for the distribution rights of this beer. But it's a very, very natural beer. It's a very, very nice beer. And I like this. This is their premium beer, but it's still only 2 lev, including the bottle, which is very, very reasonable price for beer of this quality. It actually tastes very good as well. Different blend of hops, but it's very, very nice beer. As I say, I would say that. I think today I want to talk about love. And my soul used to say to me, you're afraid of love, you're afraid of love. You have to overcome all fears, you have to overcome all fears. And I used to think about it and say, no, that's not fear, mate, that's reason. That's reason. I said, you only want to torture me. I said, do you think I'm a stupid cunt? And he said, well, Aristotle reckons you can only, there's no learning without pain. I said, fair enough. But, as I said, why would I want to do that to myself? But in order to be able to talk about this and different experiences and to do philosophy, you have to be willing to subject yourself to every experience. And it's only by subjecting yourself to every experience that you can actually learn and overcome your misconceptions of how you think it is, For example, I used to think like that Oscar Wilde's The Fisherman. I don't know if you read Oscar Wilde, The Fisherman, but I used to say, well, if you want love, you have to sell your soul. And this is what The Fisherman was all about. He wanted a little mermaid, and in order to have the little mermaid, she said, you have to sell your soul, And then he went about looking to sell his soul, and he ended up dancing with the witch and the devil, but I never got past that part, because the girl that was reading it to me, well, I sabotaged that because I was of the opinion at the time that if you want love, you have to sell your soul, or you have in order to have love, you have to sell your soul, and that was a misconception, and it's only by seeking to understand and subjecting yourself to different experiences that you can come to the realization that that's a misconception. You don't have to sell your soul. All you have to do is stay and control yourself. That's all you have to do is stay and control yourself. Now, when it comes to love, it's very hard to stay and control yourself, because I used to say when I first started studying Stoicism, I used to say that love is, how can love and Stoicism go together at all? Because love is completely irrational. By definition, it's completely irrational. Love is completely irrational. It's completely irrational, it's madness. I forget who it was that equated it to madness. Yes, a form of madness. I forget who that was, but it was someone that equated it to a form of madness. But I used to say it's completely irrational, but the thing is, it doesn't have to be. And all you have to do is stay and control yourself. But the thing is, love is all the emotions. I used to see one meme that said, love is not envy, love is not hate, love is not this, love is not that. But that's another misconception. That's complete bollocks, because it's all the emotions. Love is all the emotions. It's all the colours. It's all the colours. If you love and light are one and the same. If you, light drives out the dark, but if you shine light through the prism, you get all the colours. Blue for trust, red for anger, green for envy, yellow for fear, purple for power. Now, and really, you have to learn to manage all the emotions first, and then you can learn how to use love, because it is the greatest energy of all. But if you don't know how to use it, it can very easily destroy you, unless you learn how to manage your emotions. Love can very easily destroy you. It can be destructive or creative, depending on how it's used. As one fella said in the Britannia, if you really want to destroy someone, use love. And you can destroy someone using love if you set out to do that, but it wouldn't be my style. But so I used to avoid love like the plague until I actually got over this misconception that it's just a matter of staying in control of yourself. But in order to You have to be willing to subject yourself to this. So we reached a point there where my soul said to me, I'd ask you not to do that, reject everybody, because I used to reject everybody. I used to say, no, not interested, not interested. There's three different kinds of love. When it comes to love, well, you have to have a basic understanding. First of all, we have agape. That's loving everybody and everything. That's a love of nature. That's loving everybody and everything. That comes from, as Rumi said, stay breaking your heart till it opens. And a lot of you might not understand that, but if you stay breaking your heart till it opens, then you'll understand it. But this is agape. Now, a lot of people think they understand agape by just reading, and saying, "No, we're supposed to love everybody. We're supposed to love everybody and everything. I love everybody," but delusions don't work, and you can't. This is why I say wisdom is not found in books. It's found through empirical knowledge. You have to have empirical knowledge. But that's why I say, as Rumi said, stay breaking your heart till it opens, and then when it opens, you love everybody and everything. But that's learned through pain. As Aristotle said, there's no learning without pain. And then we have platonic love, and this is friends only. Your friends own them. And I could do this all day. I could do the platonic thing all day long, because well, basically, if it's platonic, if it's platonic, it's don't fucking touch me and we'll all be grand. That's just grand, because basically they can't control you. They've no jurisdiction over you. They can't control you. Basically, nothing will enslave a man faster than his desires. Nothing will enslave a man faster than his desires. And if they are the will to power, now I'll just, before we go any further, I just want to explain the primaveral basic instincts. We're animals, and we have primaveral basic instincts. And I used to think that the objective was to overcome these primaveral instincts, but it's not. It's to learn how to use them. Everything is about how you use it. Now, the primaveral basic instincts are the will to live, the will to procreate, and the will to power. And when you take the testosterone, they get even more predominant. They become more, predominant, we could say. They increase, but they're all really interlinked. They're all extrinsically. They're all interlinked. They're nearly, and Nietzsche would be of the opinion that everything is the will to power. That everything is the will to power. All motivation stems from the will to power. Now he said like that. Universe is a will to power, nothing else besides. We're a will to power and nothing else besides. And then you have to ask yourself how that will to power manifests itself. But then again, we could argue this, because I know a few simps who are not a will to power. Definitely are not a will to power. And then some people are more of a will to power than others. Anyway, I just have to explain this, because when it comes to understanding your concepts of love, you need to understand the will to power. And then we have, as I say, we have agape, we have platonic, and then we have eros, which is erotic love. Now, as I say, everything is how you use it. Socrates used to have loads of lovers, men and women. He had 2 wives, but he had lovers as well, because this erotic eros is bonding hormones. This is bonding hormones, and he used to bind himself. An erotic eros used to. They listened to every word he said, and as a result, some of his lovers went on to become great generals in the Greek army. They went on to become great generals, some of Socrates' lovers. And then the Spartans, they used to use eros as well. As I say, everything is how you use it, because they used to encourage homosexuality, because when there was used eros, which is the bonding hormones, and it's a really, it's a very strong form of love, because it's bonding hormones. They used to value, so basically, if I was in love with somebody here, the fella standing beside me in the trench or whatever it is they're in, or going into battle, if I'm going to put my life before his, basically I'm going to make sure I'm going to protect him with every single ounce of my being. And this is what made them such a formidable fighting force. This is what made them a very, very formidable fighting force. Love and war. They're interlinked anyway, but this is... But that's basically how the ancient Greeks used eros. So basically everything is how you use it. And then the eros is not to be confused with lust, because lust is exactly the primeval instincts, the will to procreate, and this is well, dogs fuck. Dogs even fuck their own. But basically, once you're no longer if you're not a lower animal, then you're it's a different level. It's a different understanding, a different concept of love. It's a different concept of love. But basically, then, like I agreed with my soul. Like I made an agreement with my soul. Right, I'm willing to subject myself to this experience. I'll stop. I won't reject you anymore. And as my soul said to me, we because like we could call it divine intervention, but he said, no, I'd ask you not to do this anymore. I said, right, fair enough, we can do a deal. So we're doing a deal, and I said, what's the deal? And he told me the deal, and I said, no, I'm not doing this deal. And he said, why, do you not trust me? And I says, you're joking, after everything you've done, no, I don't trust you. What is trust but an expectation of you to conform as I see fit, and for you to conform as I see fit? And I said, and he said, no, there has to be a judgment of character, Dave. I made you a promise. There has to be a judgment of character. And I says, you're right. There has to be a judgment of character. And so basically people have this misconception of trust. They think it's, once I say I trust you. No, that's on you, mate. That's on you. There has to be a judgment of character. Yeah. And that's very important. Time-wise. So basically then, once you're willing to subject yourself to this experience, as I said to my soul, right, Jesus, right, this is going to hurt, because I'm sure you're going to handpick them, but fair enough, I said, I will subject myself to these experiences, because this is the only way I can learn. Now, when it comes to staying in control of yourself, even when it's a platonic relationship or any other relationship, sometimes if you go out, they might get these ideas, because I have this experience myself. The universe will give you thoughts that are not your own. It'll subject to all sorts of thoughts. Like, for example, oh, she might be out in the game, or she might be fucking, she's banging someone else, or she's fucking someone else, or something like this. Oh, she's seeing your man, or maybe, and all these thoughts. And now I'm not a jealous man, but I was bombarded with these, and that's just so I can have this experience. The reason you have this experience is so you can learn to overcome this. And this is what philosophy is for. It's about learning to overcome this. But if you don't learn to overcome this, and you move on to the next, like, on to say eros, without overcoming this, now this is going to cause you a shit ton of hell. That's what that's going to cause, a shit ton of hell. So if somebody can't control their emotions, and then you put more petrol on the fire by bringing eros into the whole thing, all you're going to do is they're going to go into self-destruct mode, because if they can't control their emotions as it is, and you put petrol on the fire by bringing in bonding hormones, then you're a stupid cunt. You're asking for every fucking thing you've got to get. What fucking time is it? You're asking for everything you can get. I have to watch my clock. But you're asking for everything you can get. And that's why people say, oh, these crazy women. They don't understand them. The first thing you have to learn how to do, before you put petrol on the fire, as I say, is learn how to manage your emotions. And this is very easily done once you understand nature. But as I say, the most important thing when it comes to understanding love is learn how to stay in control of yourself. And for this, where women go wrong is they go all out to control you, and sometimes this might be by using sex, to use sex as a tool for control. And if you do this, if you do this, like I'd be grand. But as I say, if they can't control themselves, and then you go into bring eros into it, it's nothing will enslave a man faster than his desires. Nothing will enslave a man faster than desires, unless he's able to stay in control of himself. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say for this morning. Good morning.